Well, Clapper, of course, Clapper's a known liar as well. Brennan and Clapper's, they just, they're just, it's, if it wasn't so important, it'd be comical. These people are clowns. But they're getting wealthy off of what they say and how they say it. They're getting paid very well as consultants. They are consultants on these talk shows and on these so-called news shows. But James Clapper, of course, he was the director of national intelligence under former President Barack Obama, took a swipe at the former CIA director John Brennan. This was yesterday, and he said that what he's saying is an issue in and of itself. Do you think that John Brennan's hyperbole is an issue here, is one of the reasons we're having the crisis? And of course he said yes. He said John's sort of like a freight train, and he's going to say what's on his mind. John and his rhetoric have become an issue in and of itself. President Trump says historically former heads of intelligence and law enforcement agencies have been allowed to retain access to classified information after their government service so that they can consult with their successors regarding matters about which they may have special insight and as a professional courtesy. Neither of these jurisdictions supports Mr. Brennan's continued access to classified information. There is also a list of rules which I do not have, and Sean Hannity was sharing them last week one evening on his show, that they have to abide by in order to keep this security clearance. And one of them is they can't run their mouth off, like Brennan has been doing. This hasn't taken away his First Amendment right. I don't have a First Amendment right to have a top security clearance, and neither does he. Unfortunately, he has the right to flap his jaws and make a fool out of himself, and that hasn't stopped. But remember, when you hear their rhetoric, when you hear them saying, you deserve this, redistribute the wealth, remember when you hear open borders, sanctuary cities, sanctuary states, remember the words, we're not going to make America great, because they're not, and they won't. What makes America great is you, the American people, and they hate you, and they hate the Constitution, and they hate God. There's only one way to make America great, and that's for the American people to get on their knees and bring America home.